3 intense retrogrades will be crashing your pity party this July. And if you watch to the end, I promise I will show you how to make them not hurt as much, I swear. And the top 6 transits to put in your calendar right now. Keep watching. On my channel, I train people who read astrology charts for fun to think like confident astrologers with secret tips that no other astrologer is talking about. Subscribe right now so you don't miss out. I'm Romanesco and I've practiced sidereal astrology for 20 years. I was hustling in the 9-to-5 grind in LA until I got brave and decided to turn my passion for astrology into my work from home full-time career. Big astrology wants to keep you confused by making astrology complex. But here we empower each other with simple stories to help us be confident and have fun. By the way, I use the sidereal zodiac. In this video, I give you the mundane predictions, which are the transits that are the general energy events that everyone in the world will be experiencing at the same time. Like a chef, we combine the planets with the signs like ingredients to give us a story. But in order to find out where these events will happen in your life, we need to know your sidereal rising sign to find out what house they are happening in. If that sounds confusing, don't worry. Just email me the word recipe through my YouTube bio or website, makelovewithastrology.com, and I'll show you how to make confident astrology predictions for yourself with my 12-story method, 5W recipe, and Philosopher's Stone cheat sheet. So July 4th, we will have Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. Now, this is going to be a time of unexpected awakening to our fertility, beauty, and pleasure. And that's because Taurus, I like to say, rules fertility. I give the Taurus energy 1 apple seed. It turns it into 1 apple tree, which is 1,000 apples. Whee! It is whatever we give our time, our energy, and our money towards, we will grow more of. And that can be fruit trees or weeds, so always be careful what we fertilize. Now, Venus rules Taurus, so it is obviously very, very happy there. Uranus is a story of spiritual and material earthquakes. It's where we get this feeling of a sudden awakening, a sudden revelation where like the sky opens up, Gabriel comes down, blowing its horn, we're paying attention. So like a chef, we combine these stories as ingredients, and what we get is worldwide, there's going to be a sudden awakening regarding physical things, such as food. There could be a huge revelation with food, whether something happens to the food system, something happens with certain types of food like fruits or vegetables or cows, but it will be a huge shock. It's going to feel like a shock. This could also be related to commodities like gold and silver, like the stock market. It could have to do with farms or the land. And in general, it could also deal with beauty and pleasure, our ability to make love with each other, our ability to experience beauty with music, with art, with even fertility. Birth rates are collapsing, so it could be something, a shocking revelation of what's actually making that happen. In our personal lives, this is a really good time to connect to our inner fertility, our ability to not only create physical life, but to grant life, to grow things in our life, like our relationships, like our career, like our health. Where are we putting our time, our energy, and our money? Are there weeds which are sucking the fertilizer that should be going to our fruit trees? It's gonna feel like a thunder shock. It'll be amazing. On July 10th, the full moon will be at 24 degrees of Sagittarius. So the story of the full moon is an external feeling. The moon rules the mind, our ability, to have a bright, expressive feeling. This is an awareness coming into the global subconscious and conscious related to the story of Sagittarius, which is a story of spirituality and knowledge and adventure. I like to call it the Pokemon sign, where Pokemon, you take a crappy little monster and with knowledge and love, you evolve it into its highest self. It is our ability to always evolve into our higher selves, to take our lead and turn it into gold, to take our trash and turn it into treasure. So this is a time where around the world on social media, we're going to talk about some very high spiritual concepts, talking about justice, talking about truth, talking more about spirituality and nature and connecting with God. This is a time where all of our minds will connected, related to nature and the wisdom of nature. This also rules things like the hips, so the world will likely be dancing at this time. In our personal lives, this is a time where we will have a strong, this is going to feel like a spiritual path. Like, oh my God, I know where I need to go in whatever house this is happening in your birth chart. This is a time of a great truth will be revealed to you related to the house in your birth chart. July 12th through November 28th, Saturn goes retrograde in Pisces. This is a story of a lot of spiritual and esoteric stuff in our lives getting a foundation and communities coming around that. And that is because Saturn rules Capricorn, which is mountains and the man-made mountains like buildings and business and career. It is our ability to delay satisfaction in the short term to get success in the long term that can never be torn down. Because a mountain, you just can't move a mountain, right? Saturn also rules Aquarius, which is the social circles of Saturn's rings, which create our tribes, our communities, our countries, the borders of countries. So this is happening in the zodiac sign of Pisces. And the story of Pisces is the story of nothingness. It's the story of space, literally emptiness, nothingness that we all go back to when we die. It's the astral realm, it's the spiritual realm, it's the physical ocean, it is the spiritual ocean. It is our ability to surrender and let go. Take my job, take my family, take my money. I'm going to be a monk and meditate in a cave energy. So this is a very interesting dichotomy. We've got this very material and social planet Saturn that wants to build, that wants to create communities in the sign of nothingness. So this retrograde energy means a lot of this building and community energy is going to be going back until November, until it starts moving forward. So in the world, there will be a lot more businesses and communities coming up around spiritual stuff. I've been talking about this for a while. Things like being psychic, remote viewing, astral projecting, out-of-body experiences, astrology, tarot, telepathy, psychic abilities. These fringe, fantasy, spiritual things are about to be appearing on LinkedIn bios near you. I'm serious. You know, private government organizations and other organizations have been hiring individuals with these abilities to do psychic spying, to talk with aliens, to discover new technologies, etc. But now these industries are going to become more popular. It's going to become more normal to have a friend who works as a psychic spy or who works in the telepathy industry. We already know about the telepathy tapes with autistic children being proven that they can be telepathic. This is a time a lot more religions and spiritualities are going to be coming out, ones that we've never heard of. They could be related to different spiritual teachers. They could be related, I like these aliens, you like those aliens. But just expect a lot of that woo-woo, spiritual, magical stuff, that my mom likes to watch on YouTube. It's about to become a more normal part of our lives, especially after November. So pay attention to that. In our personal lives, this is a time to create a foundation of our spirituality where we let go, where surrendering and letting go of old behaviors, old habits, old relationships, old things that no longer serve us, to begin creating a firmer foundation with that and surround ourselves with friends and a social circle of people who are more into those things. Our network is our net worth. Well, our net worth is having to do with aliens and spirituality at this time. July 17th, August 11th, oh my God, Mercury retrograde in Cancer. It scares me to talk about. I'm a big Mercury retrograde weenie. Every time it happens, I feel like I'm gonna die. This is it. It's over. Ironically, it's starting to rain right when I'm talking about Mercury retrograde in Cancer, because Cancer rules rain. So I love you, Mercury. So Mercury retrograde is that famous transit where things tend to go wrong and break down. And that's because Mercury rules Gemini, which is chaos and change. It is when a storm comes into our life in order to show us a path we never would have seen before. And it rules Virgo, which rules our ability to fix things that are broken. It's happening in Cancer, which is the zodiac sign. I call it the power of softness. It is mothers, it is babies, it is cuddles, it is poems and whispers. It is our ability to feel safe in our home, our ability to feel soft and at peace. Rules things like farms and lands and dairy. I love me my raw milk. So this is a time when everyone's peace of mind and security in the world, it's about to change. It's going to be a lot more difficult time to sleep. It is going to be a more difficult time to feel safe and secure. This is a time where we are going to need to fix broken things in our house. This is a time where we will need to call our mothers and tell them that we love them. Around the world, there could be something happening with dairy animals, whether some disease or outbreak or some legal discussion over raw milk. This is a time there's going to be a lot of intensity around houses and homes, our ability to feel safe at a home. It could deal with a housing crisis, something happening with the housing market. Cancer rules the cardinal water of rivers and rain. So this could be a time when rivers start doing some weird stuff, rain starts doing some weird stuff. In our private lives, when we look at this transit and the house it is in from our rising sign, this is times to really begin changing our relationship with our mother, our inner mother, our Mother Earth, and our power of softness. How do we feel safe and secure? What do we need to do to feel at peace? There's going to be a lot of changes with how we're currently do it in a good way. So then we're going to have a brand new path of peace open to us. Just know that this transit's about 3 weeks, and then the shadow period ends about 2 to 3 weeks after that. So 3 weeks, it's going to be almost over, and then another 3 weeks, it'll be fully over. Second to last prediction. On July 20th, Mars and Ketu, the South Node, will conjunct at 25 degrees of Leo. This is a time of a lot of passion and fiery energy related to kings and leaders and sovereignty in the world and our ability ourselves to feel sovereign. Mars rules Aries, which is the warrior. It is strength, it is power, it is our ability to hunt and get our goals. It also rules Scorpio, which is the sign of death. It is our old emotional, physical, spiritual parts of ourselves we need to let die. So then, like a snake shedding its skin, it can grow and thrive. So that's an intense planet. It's conjunct Ketu, the south node of the moon, which I call the anti-wish genie. This planet, whatever sign it is in, it's like an old avocado tree that gave its last avocado. We need to cut it down. We planted a new one, and now it's a little baby avocado tree. There's no fruit on it yet, but it's brand new and a lot of opportunity ahead. It's the opposite of the North Node, which is, I'm a big avocado tree with a bunch of fruit, eat me. So it's in the zodiac sign of Cancer, which the zodiac sign of Leo, which rules leadership. Ownership. It is the ability to be a king, to be sovereign, to shine our light like a sun, to create and give birth to things. It is not the sign of stressing and worrying. So around the world, there's going to be a lot of even more warlike energy around our leaders, whether it's Trump, whether it's Iran and Israel and Russia and Ukraine. Leaders are there's going to be probably like what's it called when they reach like a critical crisis point? It's like finger on the button type of thing. Like, I'm going to do something really bad to your country right now if you don't do exactly what I say. This is the birth of a brand new type of leadership, a type of king in the world. It's going to be a very intense time. It could also rule things like gold. Leo rules gold. The kings love the gold. So there could be a new awareness, a new passion for making gold a bigger part of our lives, whether with transactions. I know Texas and Florida recently made it legal tender for transactions. This also has to do with children. Leo is children. So there could be an intense realization around the world how we need to protect the children or start taking care of children a little bit more. In our personal lives, how are we, what is our mission to feel love? What is our mission in our life to be free? What is our mission to be in charge, to be a king of ourselves and attract the kingdom and shine our light, to create? How do we want to be free? A lot of us are going to be focusing at that time. It's going to be an intense realization about how we might be handcuffing ourselves, putting ourselves in cages, some of them golden, but they're still a cage, and how, like a beautiful bird, we want to bust out of that cage and spread our wings. And this again will happen in whatever house it is in from your rising sign. Lastly, July 24th, new moon, 8 degrees of Cancer. This is a time where there will be a deep internal connection with our inner mother and power of softness. The new moon is full, just fully dark, which means it's fully internal. The roots have gone fully deep and we feel fully rooted. So this is going to be a very intense inner feeling that we may not express to people about our relationship with softness, our relationship with safety and cuddles and snuggles and mommy baby energy, where what we need, like, oh my God, this is what I need to feel safe. This is what I need to keep soft things safe. This is the type of home that I need. This is a type of emotional availability I need in my family at this time. And it will be connected to the house from the rising sign. So I hope you enjoyed these predictions, and I want to know, what did you learn? When you share your stories with me, that is how I become a better wizard. So in the comments below, type your biggest lesson. If you love astrology and know that you could even possibly be good at being a professional astrologer, but you feel confused, you're burnt out from the online Facebook groups and learning astrology through free YouTube videos. Maybe you're even signed up for a course and you're overwhelmed with all the complexity. I understand. Send me an email with the words simplicity and I'll give you the basics of my Confident Astrologer School, of the 12 stories of life, the 5W recipe, and the Philosopher's Stone cheat sheet, which are my secret weapons to making 100% accurate, confident predictions that allow me to work from home as a professional astrologer. Remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Whee!